Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love.
Do-do-do-do.
Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's love. All right, Poodle, I needed your expertise opinion. Was Nicole having dinner in a Cracker Barrel?
No, it was an Old Country buffet.
What?
I'm certain it was not a Cracker Barrel. The decor
oh.
was not the same. It was some generic Old Country buffet, or
I wanted Cracker Barrel after watching that scene.
no, it was no. The tables weren't. The tables were like there was plastic.
They were different, but they had the wood chairs, and I was looking for the little golf tee game. I was trying to find it. Then I started thinking about hash brown casserole.
You haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a long time. Then
yo, we can eat at Cracker Barrel now. They support gay people.
That's true. There's one close to us now. It's in Carpinteria, I believe.
I'd drive there for hash brown casserole.
It's about an hour away.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth
I
it.
love Cracker Barrel. And I know it's like you guys will throw your nose up and say it's trashy Southern food. I don't care. You can get good stuff there.
Wait.
Their country boy breakfast is my favorite.
And the food's good too. Poodle, what is Old Country Buffet? First of all, we're going to get to that question. Y'all, this is classless.
This is classless season 5, episode 1. We're starting a new season.
This is regular 90-Day Fiancé. I'm saying this because, y'all, this is on our free feed because anytime we have this is when normally on our Patreon or Supercast, but when we do the season, we put the audio for all of you to listen to. You're going to get this. They are getting
classless season.
They're getting 2 shows starting this week. This and Below Deck Sailing
Yacht,
which
Below
is
Deck
good.
Sadomasochism.
Y'all, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's finally, we think it's gonna be good. You're getting DP'd with 2 new shows this week.
Ooh, oh my.
So anyway, if you like this show,
since January.
Wow. So y'all, if you're like, hey, I like revisiting the old 90-Day Fiancé franchise.
And it's new to us. We've never seen these episodes.
We know obviously a little bit about some of these. We know about some of these couples just because they've been on subsequent iterations of 90 Day. But other people we don't know at all, and they're completely new to us. So that's why you can watch on the $15 tier. Jake, there's actually a video of Jake and I watching this
for the first time.
Yes, it's like Mystery Science Theater, but just gayer.
Kind of, but less clever.
Less clever.
And we actually stop watching sometimes and just start talking about.
Or sometimes Jake, instead of playing the video, accidentally plays porn.
I've only done that twice.
So anyway, but we're putting. If you're listening to this on the Patreon and you're on,
you don't see the porn though. You
don't see the porn. Just I do, and it's disturbing to me, and I'm into that. Just so you know. So normally the video is only at the $15 tier. For this week only. Is that a horse? For this week only, the video, everybody on Patreon at the $5 and the $8 tier. The $15 tier on Patreon is the video, but for now, the $5 and the $8 tiers are going to be watching this first video. So don't come at us next week and say, Carl, where's my video? My guy's watching shit. You got to subscribe to the $15 tier for that. So anyway,
I guess I'll have to cancel my Hallmark ornament of the month.
Crap! I really wanted that rocking horse. It was the 35th in a series.
Shooter.
Shooter.
Go get Mama some money.
Shooter, go get Mama's Hallmark catalog, please. All right, y'all. So that's what's going on. Oh man,
Those keepsake ornaments are expensive.
Oh, you didn't know my mother collected them?
Of course she did.
She collected them for like 10 years. She stopped, and I admit, y'all, they're not as good quality now as they used to be. But her ornament collection is worth $8,000.
What?
Yes.
What? No. Okay, that's not actually accurate. It is. She paid $8,000 for it.
No, she's had like a Hallmark collector person who came in a sweater vest, this gay guy, and appraised her thing.
Stop it!
Yeah, this is years ago. It's worth $8,000.
This collection is worth over $8,000.
This is the 21st in the series, which was started by an artist named Shelby Jane, and Shelby Jane was famous. She was famous for making these little houses that had bricks on the front. Well, this year she forgot to put the brick on because her mama Loretta was sick with her sugars, so she didn't have time to do the bricks. So this is worth $200.
This sounds like the gayest version of Antiques Roadshow ever, and that's saying something.
Oh, I remember it came into our house in Chaparral. I crawled up in the attic and took down the ornaments and looked at them.
She had her ornament collection appraised.
Oh, Miss Marr, you have a baby's first Christmas from 1976. That's a premier edition.
Y'all, these gays, y'all, this is the thing about gay people, gay men especially. We have to find a place in our lives that accepts us for who we are. And sometimes it is extremely niche. Yes. Things that we don't belong anywhere else. Mm. That gay belonged in Hallmark ornaments.
Yes, like the laundry guy. That's why I like that show on Discovery Plus with the laundry guy.
She has found one area of life.
I love her. I love that show. It doesn't know what it wants to be, but it's relaxing to me. I hope they make it season 2.
Yeah, and gays like me could never watch that trash.
Oh, it's just turn your brain off. I love it. And you learn about getting out stain. You know, it's as many stains as you have, you could take a note.
As many times as I've Googled how to get lube out of blank.
Yeah, out of blank.
Wonder what the laundry guy would say about my bedspread. Well, I just don't know what I'm going to do about this. I finally met my match. What is this? Axle grease? Axle grease and Vaseline?
This is worse than when I met that gay man who did Tin Man cosplay.
And dog food?
All right, everybody, let's get into this. All right, y'all.
We just went somewhere.
Y'all have been since we started doing these classless episodes. Y'all have been coming at us saying, "I can't wait for you to do season 5. I can't wait for you to do season 5." So
4 and 5,
4 and 5.
Those are the ones that we want us to do.
We've got Nicole and Azan. Yeah, Nicole and Azan.
I want to say this kind of pisses me off because they're on 90 Day Fiancé again, and I think this is the beginning of. It didn't work out the first time.
I think this was the beginning idea. They realized we should have a show called Before the 90 Days.
Yeah,
because this is before. When did 90 Day Fiancé start doing spinoffs?
I
think it was like season 6.
Yeah,
I think So I bet you're
maybe
right.
in between 5 and 6.
I bet you Nicole is the reason why we have Before the 90 Days, which is so good right now, y'all. It's so good.
That's what we're talking about at our live show on Sunday.
Yeah, so watch the show, y'all. It's gonna if you're coming to the show, there's still tickets left. Watch that episode that's going to air on Discovery Plus on that Sunday because that is the show we are going to be covering. All right, let's jump into this. Waiting is the hard, and don't forget, y'all go to the Linktree link. Philadelphia tickets are running low. Seattle and Portland in March. We're coming for you, March 11th and March 12th. We'd love to see you there.
Philly, Boston, DC, and Nashville, and Atlanta coming up in April.
Well, Atlanta's sold out, so sorry.
Yeah, that's true. And we're going to announce more dates soon. We just got to talk to our booking agent when we're going to do that.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about
Molly and
Louise, y'all. We finally meet Molly. She's 41 and she lives in Woodstock, Georgia.
Okay. When I realized that Molly and I were probably the same age, and I did not think that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on. I have to Google this. Hold on.
No, she's 41 years old. That time.
So, okay. I'm looking. This episode aired October 2017. So that means they probably filmed in 2017.
So she's 1 year older than me.
Wow. And she's 10 years older than me. Wow. That's crazy.
She's 2 years older than you.
10 years. Wow. That is crazy.
I'm just shocked. I still don't think that people who I still thought, for some reason, I thought she was mid-40s. At least.
You know what? I think Molly wears too much makeup and it ages her.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's better now, y'all. I'm sorry. It's better then, meaning
it's way heavy now.
2020. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. All right, everybody.
Too much is not enough. In makeup, it is. Too much is too much.
It's too much. We're remote, but I'm in LA. I'm just quarantining, waiting for my test results to see if Sorry, I got the hiccups. If I got the COVID.
You've got syphilis.
Had that.
That's why your brain's rotted.
That's why my brain's rotted. So, but yes, I am in LA. We'll be here. And so, all right, let's jump into this. Molly and Louise.
Louise. In Woodstock, Georgia. I think Libby Ray is in Atlanta. Am I mistaken? But maybe in a suburb. Her shop, Libby Ray. You know, we met Molly, you guys, on Single Life. Now she's still with Kelly, apparently. I believe
it is in Cobb County, Georgia.
Okay, so it's not in Atlanta proper. Sissies have been there, like
it's right off 75 and the 575.
That is what you say in that area.
It's actually north of Marietta.
Okay, so it's Atlanta suburbs.
North of Atlanta. Our sissies have been there, and not only I just want y'all. First of all, Molly's going to make some choices, and we're going to say we actually love Molly a lot. Like I would 100% turn up with her and Cynthia and have some wine and have a good time.
They're great on Pillow Talk.
So, but we're not friends with them. But we'll say this, that when I've never had one sissy. All of our sissies have said they've had the best experience buying bras from Molly and Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yes. So
they have virtual fittings too.
Virtual fittings, y'all. And y'all, apparently they kill it at the virtual. They're not paying us for this. I just know from having a lot of women, especially big breasted women, y'all have a terrible time finding bras.
Right.
So we know shit about titties.
I support all of that.
Yeah. So call them, tell them the gay sent you.
I'm gonna have a lot of opinions on her and her choices to bring this person to their house, who her children doesn't know.
And sadly, so we know a little bit about them just because we talked about her in the Single Life, but y'all, this is going to come back and bite her in the ass.
Yeah. So they apparently, I never watched this, but I think they did have a TV show on at one time. I don't know what, probably was TLC.
I don't know.
About fitting women for bras. Who couldn't usually fit into who had problems fitting into bras before, had problems finding the right size of bra. But she says her proudest accomplishment is that she's a mom.
You should go to a store like that for men because y'all poodle buys the sluttiest underwear that's always a size too small.
You know what? Nobody complains. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with too small of underwear. You need to see everything. And guess what? They're cute. So that's all that matters. Oh.
It's true. Sorry, I interrupted you. So yes, she's a mom.
So she has two kids, Olivia and Kinsley. And Olivia, who's 17, and Kinsley, who's, I want to say 7 or 8, maybe 9.
Yes. I will say too, she doesn't talk about it on this season, but she talks about it on the Single Life that Kinsley did she say on the spectrum? How does she describe Kinsley?
She's got a disorder. I
It's a
don't think she ever says spectrum, but she's developmentally delayed.
But you're thinking, why are you talking about that, Matt? That makes no difference. It does make a difference when you're bringing a strange man. So I will say, I'm just like,
neither of your children know.
But I don't know if Molly knew this in. Maybe she wasn't diagnosed. So, but whatever.
Possibly.
Even if it's just, I can't believe she. Oh,
so
please.
Anyway, y'all, she's like, I loved being single until I saw Luis. Of course, she was to the girls' trip. Read Bang Trip.
Bang Trip. Where was this Bang Trip?
Was it Dominican Republic?
Yes, y'all.
Yeah, the DR, y'all.
Top of the dick chain. Top of the dick chain.
I do want to say, I don't think Luis is all that at all.
No.
I'm just not attracted to him.
I'm not either. And y'all know I usually am a big dick pig, and I'm not attracted to him at all.
He does 0 for me.
Yes, maybe when we see him in person, it'll change, but he does nothing for me.
I get a creepy vibe every time.
I agree.
Maybe I was wrong, but no, and I'm not. I already know that. And he's 26 years old, and she said when he met her, he said, "I'm gonna marry you." Wow.
And he proposed after 2 months.
Yeah, they've only spent a month together, and she, of course, Googled, "How do I get married to another guy in another country?"
Hey, that's what I do.
And she says, I love how they're editing this. She's like, the most important thing that he can do is get along with my children.
Boy,
and Olivia already doesn't like it. You already know.
Well, Olivia's pissed, y'all, because it shows later. Olivia's helping her get ready, and Olivia totally has like a breakdown because, y'all, she was supposed to be taken on a trip by her mother to New York City, and instead chose Molly went to the Dominican Republic. And now look,
to see
Luis. Now I get it. Molly has said, she kind of says this at the end of her episode, but I'm not saying that Molly has sacrificed a lot to be a mom and raise her children. So I don't think
she says that. She says, I've sacrificed. She's like, well, now it's time for me.
I get that. But don't you feel like
don't break promises to your kids.
Don't break promises to your kids. And also, I just feel like we have a habit of seeing people on this show that say they go so long without doing things for them that when they do, it's like they can't.
That's really really important. It's almost like they say it's time for me too, but they almost go too far and they forget their kids are even in the picture.
And so that's why y'all, hey, P.S. Gay, take some time for you now because later you'll just end up sending your kids to therapy.
And sometimes, and maybe some of you guys have experienced this. You're raising your kids, and your only thing is to be a mom, and you totally kind of lose a sense of who you are besides being a mom, and then you'll have a moment where you get digmatized in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
And then you have a thought, well, I should have some time for me, because you almost feel like it's been injustice to yourself. Here's the thing, though. You can never let that kind of shift in perspective make your kids feel unsafe.
No.
And this is obviously what's happening. Molly can't see this, and it feels super selfish on Molly's point. Maybe it's the way it's edited, and maybe it sounds like we're judging her, you guys, but it was really hard for me. This is what I can't get over.
Yes, I would love to hear from the moms because we're not moms. So I would love, especially in the Patreon comments. We would love to know your thoughts on this. Are we being too hard? Are we out of line? Let us know.
Here's why I think this would be very different if he had met them maybe over video chat, or he had visited once,
Yes.
and he had gotten to know
Yes.
these two girls, especially two 17-year-old girls, and to have a man they don't even know who speaks English, but in a way, this is such a different world for them.
Yeah.
And she has not shared enough of the problem is she's got something inside that she's a little worried about this too, because otherwise she would have shared part of her life before this.
I want to know, because we find out a little bit single out, but it's mostly about Louise. I wonder in this season if we find out more about Molly's dating, just her story, because it's almost if y'all, I think why I like Molly a lot is honestly, I relate a lot to Molly. I think I could have been Molly. I was Molly because I think Molly is a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I think she really is sacrificing these red flags. And also she doesn't want, if her kids and Louise don't get along, he won't like her. He'll be like, it's the most important thing, but she's so scared of what he thinks. That I remember being that way.
She's choosing to make Louise happy in a way because she's always saying, well, my kids are going to love me regardless because I'm their mom. But the biggest problem I have here is Olivia, in the scene with Olivia and she's doing her brows, she says, it's not acceptable to not even meet this guy, and he's just going to move into our house. This is not acceptable. And her response is, but it's time for something for me, y'all. That's the exact wrong response to a child.
It is, because yes, you don't want to lose your identity, but also you chose to have kids and bring kids into this world. So you've got to it's your responsibility to raise your kids. And not that you do everything they say, but that could have been way better of a conversation about needs, boundaries, self-care versus care of others. How do you balance that? But instead, it's guilting your child. I just want to finish this. It's guilting your child, because I've been on the end of this. It's making your child feel like they're a burden to you.
Right. Making their child feel you're wrong for wanting me not to be happy.
And that's not what she wants at all. I think she just wants a mom.
And she says, she keeps saying, my mom didn't ask me. And that's the most important thing, you guys. And we've seen this on 90 Day Fiancé.
And her mom doesn't have to ask her, but I just want to add, Molly does say Olivia acts older than she is because she had to be on her own a lot. So go ahead and continue. Continue what you're saying.
I want to think, I know Olivia is older, but it doesn't matter because this is a man they don't know coming to live in their house.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And they don't, it's just, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe they had to do this quickly or for some reason, but
that's it. Can people from the DR not travel to the US easily?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have the means to do it.
Well, Annie was from the DR, wasn't she?
Right. Yeah. But it's kind of like if there's, what you don't want to do is to give your children, they feel like they have no say in the matter. And it feels like a violation. It feels like a violation of their privacy to make you happy. I know this probably feels super judgy on Molly, but I can't, it's really hard for me to get past this.
I can't get past a doll in a cage in a bathroom.
That bothered me too.
This is terrifying. What does this mean? What is this? Yeah. Is this symbolism that her child's in a cage, that her inner child's in a this doll is going to come to life and kill people?
That's all I have about them.
It was terrifying. That's all I have to. Okay, we're going to move on to Elizabeth and Andrei. If you're Andrei. If you're in the free feed, we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break. But if you're on the Patreon, then we're going to keep just moving right along. Andrei.
So I'm like the rebel in my family.
I live in Tampa.
I have 6 brothers and 3 sisters. And my mouth is kind of upside down always.
I have a dog named Bear. I think he's dead now because we never talk about him on the show. But I have a dog named Bear. He's the love of my life.
And I work for my father as a property manager.
And I'm always done my own thing. I love traveling. But
I'm like a wanderer.
I'm a wanderer because, most of my family, they believe that America is the best place in the world. And America should never be left. But I don't believe that.
I want to put something out there that if I had never met her or Andrei before, this is the first time I met Elizabeth or I met Libby, I would not like her. There's just something, and I definitely would not like the family.
I really wouldn't like the family. Boy, how much has Chuck aged since 2017?
I know.
Y'all, this man is stressed. Not that I have sympathy for him because he's an asshole. But y'all, it's the family, Libby. This is where we first meet them. Y'all, they're all here.
And
all
weirdly,
your OnlyFans celebrities are in the show.
All the butthole sisters.
This is before we saw anyone's butthole, Poodle.
Before we saw Charlie's kind of sausage dong.
This is simpler times.
His wife's titties and vulva.
When her mother actually agreed to be on this show, simpler times.
It's real salad days. The real salad days.
Before the mother posted on social media about gay people, what did she say? She said something terribly.
Oh, yeah, she's garbage. She's absolute trash.
Which Libby called her mother out on, which is good.
She did. But y'all, she loves to travel. Libby loves to travel. So she was going to go to Dublin for a pre-planned. So I got on a dating app, which was probably Tinder.
I mean, the world is so big. Like, why do you think that your husband's going to be living next door?
So narrow-minded.
Dumb.
I met Andrei. Now, Andrei looks like a little boy here. And this haircut just makes him look so young. Comparatively how he looks now.
Y'all, he looks like someone who should be in like European XY magazine or
oh my God, XY magazine.
or y'all, he looks like Bellamy. 2002.
Y'all, you need to look up Bellamy.
Not
don't do it at work.
Not on your work computer.
Don't do it at work. They have huge chick dongs.
Dude, I don't even know if there's still a porn company.
They are. Trust me,
wow.
I know. Wow. I will say that was rapid fire. I will say, y'all, I really hope that was when you pulled up to Chick-fil-A with the phrase "huge chick dongs."
Huge. Oh, they do. Oh, they still have a website. Wow, they're still doing stuff there, Bellamy.
they're still doing stuff. They're still active.
Lot of they need to work on their diversity. A lot of white dick there.
It's the Czech Republic.
Oh, that's true.
What are you saying? They need to work on their diversity.
Y'all, but Andrei he's got boy band hair that's pushed in the front.
Yeah.
Across his forehead. He actually, y'all, he looks a lot better now.
I think he looks a lot better now.
He puts on a little more daddy weight. And
she's like, and Lizzie's like, some people find him off-putting. He is 100% alpha male and 6'4". Y'all, this is exactly what she loves about him.
Yes.
She's like, Andrei is always such a, blowhard about things. This is kink for her. That's what she's into. That's why she loves it when he talks this way.
We have said this before, but this was nice to see that this affirmed it.
Oh, yeah. She's into this. She's into it when he acts like a brute.
Oh, yes.
She's into it.
I'm kind of into it too.
I'm less into it than you, but I'm into it enough that I would let him do things to me.
So she says he treats me better than any American guy, and he's like fancy. He likes to like ballroom dance.
He's classy. He likes a ballroom. I don't know if I would call Andrei classy.
He's not classy. No. He's he would what's that for what's that from Steel Magnolias? What does he do? Does he wipe the sink out before he pees in it? Shirley MacLaine or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, Shirley MacLaine's dead.
Yeah, she is. Isn't
I'm
she?
s- No, did she? She just died.
No, she's been dead. She's been dead, isn't she? Is she dead? If not, we just killed her.
Oh no. Oh no, we just killed her. She's
No,
still
she's
alive.
alive.
She's
Oh
87 years
no.
old.
Oh no. You killed her. You said it.
Who died from Steel Magnolias not that long ago?
I don't know. Olympia Dukakis. She's dead. That I know. Y'all, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Rip Shirley MacLaine.
I'm
This is on you. This is on you.
This is on me. Shirley, wherever you are, you don't have long.
And I love you.
I love you too. I'm so sorry.
Uh,
Oh God.
the body count just grows. So anyway, she's like, and this is what was interesting, you guys. I thought I wrote down, it was good to see Libby emotional again about Andrei. Like they're a couple who is really in love.
They really are in love with her. He does.
And so she gets emotional about how much she loves it. And she's like, but my family isn't on board. And I wrote down, nothing's changed.
Boy, nothing's changed because she has this. She's having this. So she's going to go over to Dublin for his visa interview. And she's like, and then he needs to win over my dad. And y'all, if you had any sympathy for the last season of Happily Ever After that the family Libby was on, because really you see Daddy Libby, Chuck, just really kind of crumble and just kind of, he's at his lowest point. And a part of you maybe felt sorry for him. When you see this, you realize, y'all, the apples are just falling off the rotten tree.
Right. No, and I want to say one more thing. Positioning your fiance to really impress your dad is probably not the best way to position that.
Well, no, and we find out though, they have this dinner. We find out this kind of happens later, but it's, for instance, Libby brings up Andrei's tried to Skype with his father, and his father won't even do it. So he's trying to actually.
They're xenophobes. They're like the family Chantel in this way.
They're the worst. Worse.
They are worse.
They are, y'all. As we've said about the Pothouse family, they are Pothouse. They are the embodiment of just American grossness.
Yep. Worst thing about America. Totally,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And they're meeting. They're having a family dinner at this terrible restaurant.
Doesn't look good.
And one of the things on the wall says, "My dog is an honor student." It's awful. And basically, she's saying, she's like, Mom and Walter came here, and then she's like, and also me, Thomas, and I brought here, and then we're married. And she's like, well, I guess we're gonna be married.
Yes, Becky.
I'll bring Andrei here,
y'all. This is where we meet her sisters, Becky and Jen, and
they are remarkably supportive.
Well, here. Jen, they're supportive, but in the way, because Elizabeth, they're sitting at dinner, and Elizabeth says, "Can we not talk about Andrei? I'm tired of defending him. I'm trying to defend him to everyone." So Jen's trying to be a supportive sister, but at the same time makes it about her and says, "What do you mean everyone? Who's everyone? Who's everyone?" Because she's like, "I have supported you. I have supported you."
This is the beginning of them trying to be housewives.
Yes,
this is the very beginning of them trying to get screen time and saying word salad that doesn't even matter.
I supported you. Cut to Chuck. Well, do you agree with the marriage? No, of course not. It's going to ruin a bell.
But she's our sister. But we're going to support her.
So you have to support her, and then it's going to be bad, real bad. And then you're going to love me more.
And that's kind of what it all is.
Well, it all comes down to
they hate Libby because she's the youngest.
They all hate her because she's gotten what she wants, and her dad loves her the most. Because as I've said on this show before, y'all, she's the best of all of them.
Yep, she really is. Don't know what to say about that, but it's true. So y'all, Charlie looks more bloated than normal, and his wife looks orange. Megan, boy, God, that makeup looks bad.
Well, this is like when nude lips were still people, and so she's bronze,
But she has a nude face.
She's a nude face. Yes, there's no, and then there's just Pinky, y'all. His wife is so gross.
She really is. She might be the pothastiest of all of them, even though she's not blood related to them.
It's almost like Libby is like kind of not a nice, but kind of a sour, not a gremlin, but what they are before a
mogwai.
She's like kind of a saucy mogwai, and the rest of her family's stayed up after 8 after midnight.
I'm going to say that they're all they're a little less pothasty than they grew to be.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you can't feed a gremlin you can't feed a mogwai after
don't get
midnight.
Them wet. Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. Yeah. But y'all, one thing you really need to know is that Chuck says, "Well, I've never met him, and how do I know he's the right choice for you?" Again, because Chuck has strings on all of his money, but because he supports all of them, whether they tacitly or whether he gives them money or they all suckle off his teats like a mama sow when he's laying down going.
He even looked to see if he could just get other nipples put on him. Uh-oh, Poodle's having a coughing fit. Uh-oh. It's our first Poodle coughing fit.
That image of Chuck opening his shirt and all of his children breastfeeding at his teats is going to keep you all awake.
Keep you awake at night. You're going to sit there and go, God, sorry. But y'all, they don't talk, but everybody's involved in the family business. Yeah. So we don't know that. We know that Libby is, but y'all, they all are. It's
all in some way or another. They're all approached to it. It's all gross and incestuous.
Do I think where Chuck is coming from is wrong? In a way, no, because let's be honest. Y'all, Libby describes herself as the wanderer. She'll probably also say she's a free spirit. It also probably means Chuck has had to pay for her shit and clean up her messes.
And I also want to say Chuck is more concerned, can he support you financially? And blah, and all I can think of is, why can't she support herself? Because none of them do.
Because none of them do.
That's why.
Why does love have to be about... Love's not about money, Daddy. It's not about money.
It's like the worst Tracy Let's Play you've ever seen. This is the third act of this dinner. It's like bad lines. God,
I don't know Tracy Letts, but I can only imagine.
August Osage County, come on.
Oh yes, I do know August Osage County. Yes. I saw that with you.
I've referenced the worst Tracy Let's Play you've ever seen, or the worst production of August Osage County when they were fighting on the boat. But
oh, you did say that.
But at least those plays are somewhat compelling. This is just bad dialogue.
You know, if you've seen that movie, go see the play. The play is it's way better.
The play is infinitely better.
Yeah. I think that's all I have from them.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about. Wait, where'd my notes go? Oh, I pressed too much. Okay. Oh, let's talk about y'all.
Nicole and Azan.
Nicole, y'all. Now, if you're new to Nicole, or as we call her, Nicole, because that's the way Azan describes her.
Nicole.
We said that if you notice, Nicole actually, y'all, her head is really heavy, especially when she gets to thinking. So her head kind of falls over. This time, she didn't think a lot. She just, as you pointed out before, sat there while her family fought about her own problems. So she kept her head up. Yeah, it fought. Yes, sorry. And she kept her head up this whole time. Sometimes I think watching these shows makes my vocabulary worse.
I don't think it's watching the shows, but I want to start out remember that we were always wondering where she lived. She lives on the compound of that church where she works. And
that's what, don't talk about that, but that's what we found out.
Yeah. I called it Living Word Fellowship Compound or some shit like that. And she's got a little door with her name on it. Or an inn.
She does.
And she lives next to the campus nurse or some shit. And we see her and her daughter, May, who's so cute, who's 2.5 now. And she's talking about Azan. She met him. She met him 7 months ago for the first time. And it was so great. We had some problems, like when you told him that you cheated on him.
And we still don't know what to, y'all. So I looked up Branson, Georgia. Branson, Florida.
Bradenton.
Why did I write Branson?
Because I don't know. Maybe it autocorrected. Maybe. Again, you will read anything you write.
I will.
Bradenton. That's where she is.
Oh. Where's that? I'm looking.
It's I think it was near
south of Tampa. It's south of Tampa. Yeah. Like north of Sarasota.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's on the beach.
They don't live in the nice part.
They don't.
Let's be honest.
So yes, y'all. So yeah, she lives. I don't know if she lives there now. Y'all, this is interesting because, well, we're going to talk about this. It's a little bit of news that we know, but it's been 6 months since she talked to Azan. She's like, we're so much stronger as a couple now, and I think we really are in love. In fact, let me call him right now. He doesn't answer. How many times did she call him in this episode?
Twice, and he didn't answer. Yeah. We never see him. We only see flashbacks.
So what's kind of telling to me, y'all, is so if you don't remember last season, she asked her mother, Robba Lee. Robba Lee, she loves her books behind her, y'all. Loves Dutch. Her that was she had all those books. She
every Ronald Reagan biography you could imagine.
She had all there. She collects coins and everything.
Is God real?
Is God real? She asked Robba Lee to sponsor Azan, and Robba Lee said flat no.
Right.
She went to her dad and her dad's stepwife,
who looks a lot like a Wish version of Toni Collette.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way to say it. Yes.
And her father kind of looks like a young Mickey Rooney with a bad dye job. Now, this is what's interesting. The dad says she's going to do whatever she wants. And y'all, here's the deal. He's agreed to sponsor Azan because Nicole is threatening that she's going to take May.
She's going to go visit Azan with May for 2 months. And everybody's freaking out. The only reason she's doing this is because she's going to say what she always does. If I don't get my way, I'm going to fuck up your life and take your grandchild from you.
I'm going to use my kid.
Move to Marrakesh.
And to Marrakesh, yeah.
As she calls it.
Even later on, Robba Lee, she's like, "And so you're just going to hold us hostage, or hold us hostage and take your child with us?"
Yes.
Robba Lee knows. She's read Nicole's book, y'all.
But sadly, the dad does too. Now, I wonder what happens now, because isn't the father now in 2022, he's in jail now, right?
Yep. For drugs.
So I wonder what happens with, is he still responsible if Azan comes? I don't know. It's just not the probably most responsible person to be sponsoring your beloved.
No. So, she takes them. Nicole takes her father and her stepfather or her stepmother to the talking place. Y'all, they always go to that place beyond the river anytime they need to talk about something. It's the
talking place.
We're going to go to the talking place.
And there's always, when they sit, you always hear
Nitty. That may have been the worst harmonica impersonation I've ever heard. It kind of sounded like a trumpet that got caught in like a dishwasher.
Oh, Y'all, but that's always what Nicole's playing. Okay, so they go to this dinner. I mean, we kind of already talked about it, but y'all, as Poodle said,
I think it's Old Country Buffet.
Which I've never been to that. I didn't know that's a thing.
I think it's a Southern thing. Yeah,
I think maybe there used to be one at Sooner Fashion Mall. Maybe.
I don't know. It is a buffet.
No, there was one at Golden Triangle because our friend Ricky and I ate there and didn't, and it was horrible.
Right. There wasn't one at Golden Triangle.
Yes, it was horrible.
I think Golden Triangle's long gone, right?
No, I was just there. I drove down to get I went to I went to Dillard's to get a shirt before my dad's funeral because I didn't have one.
You had to go all the way to Dallas?
Yes, they didn't have any at the JCPenney's in Ardmore because they only had 3 shirts, like button-up shirts. They didn't have anything nice.
Wow.
I know.
And again, tell us why you didn't take a shirt.
I forgot it.
Oh, okay.
I forgot it, and then I left my suit that I just bought in the rental car, and someone stole it. So I had to rent a suit, too.
Everything just happens to you, right?
Just does.
I know.
Poodle, by the way, did you ever find your phone that you left in that Uber?
No!
Yeah.
He never even contacted me.
You know, I'm sorry, not Uber, Lyft. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to disparage Uber in that way.
Wait, so you've never heard anything back from Lyft about that?
Never. Not even from customer service. They're like, our people are independent contractors. Sorry, we can't help you. And I said, so you have thieves working for you? No response. Also, I don't really expect a response after so you have thieves working for you. So, yeah. Y'all, that phone was like worth $50. But it's the principle.
Do you like your new phone better?
Yes, but that's not the point.
Oh, okay.
None of that's the point. That's like saying, oh, someone murdered my husband. But I do like my new husband better.
I think that you need
I just equated that.
Oh, you just equated the murder of someone's husband to a fucking cell phone.
Yeah, I liked my phone.
Have you told your mother about that yet?
Oh, I don't need to give her anything to be angry about. She's on her high horse about something. What was it? She was on her. It's about my something with my brother. So they're having a weekly fight.
Maybe
give her anything.
Maybe next time I'm with your mom, I'll bring that up. Did Jake ever tell you about his phone?
Oh, it'll make her angry. She's furious. But y'all, they are they're talking to Rob Lee saying they're talking to say so Dad and Chrissy have decided to sponsor Azan. And y'all, Rob Lee,
I have news.
And Rob Lee like puts a piece of chicken fried steak in her mouth and goes, really?
I actually wrote that kind of flat, droopy side of her face actually kind of perked up. She was so mad.
Really? And she said, you really want them to go through all of that? Y'all, Rob Lee is a professional.
Well,
she knows what Nicole does. She has, y'all, also Rob Lee is the only one kind of keeping her family on this track. You can hate her if you want, but she's the only one through you can just tell she's the one keeping this as a balancing act.
I don't hate her. I feel for her because I think her daughter, Robbie Lee, is calculating, but she's also somewhat smart. Nicole is calculating, but she's an idiot.
Dumb. Yeah.
She's really like her mother, but with an IQ of an eggplant.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So because I want to talk about that because Rob Lee says really, and she says, I was pretty adamant that I didn't want to do that. And do you hear Nicole? She's just sitting there.
She doesn't say a word. She lets her family argue about her.
But she's just sitting there kind of like holding her food like a villain plot. But she does say, I'm not making them do anything they don't want to do.
Yep.
Y'all, she hates her mother.
She really does. And she says, Rob Lee says, she's never understood the word no. And she smiles. And she's right. right. She doesn't.
She hasn't. She said, and she's going to have to learn this the hard way,
And
like
you know
she
who I-
does, like she does everything else.
And you know who I blame that for? Probably a mixture with her, but mostly that father. Because I guarantee you, this is a pattern. What they've done.
I agree
Robbie
with that.
says no. She goes to young Mickey Rooney, and he says yes.
Meanwhile, young Norman Rockwell Thomas says, you know,
Norman Lear. He looks like Norman
normally
Lear.
he says Nicole isn't the most.
Oh, you mean the little boy? Yeah,
Thomas. Yes,
yeah.
the wise one, because he says Nicole really isn't the most observant person. That could the understatement of the century.
Oh, I love her. I love her siblings. They're fun.
Isn't he the one who said she might not come back at all?
The sister said, I'm just afraid she might come back in a body bag. And he went, no, the worst thing is if she wouldn't come back at all. Like, we never find her.
Thomas fucking keeps it real. And that's where he's like, yeah, she's not observant at all.
And they're basically saying, and we find out that he still will not Skype with Robbie Lee. And he's like, he did write them. Write.
It's like, well, he wrote a nice letter. I'm like, oh my God. Again, y'all, can you blame them for thinking that he's using her if he's not even trying to make an effort?
And did you hear Robbie Lee at the end? She's like, I still think it's ridiculous. Why you can go there, but just leave May with us. She doesn't need to be brought up into this, y'all. And she even says, you'll be doing stuff. You don't need to be bogged down with a child. She's bargaining anything not to have Nicole schlep her daughter across the fucking Moroccan desert again.
Y'all, I think this is what happens. This is kind of the only spoiler I know about this, but it's worth for y'all knowing. I believe Robbie Lee goes with her, doesn't she?
I don't know. I do not know.
See, I thought that the spoiler is that Robbie Lee goes with her. If that fucking happens, that's gonna be the worst and the best version of Road Trip we all want to see.
Oh my God! Please let that happen.
I hope that happens, y'all. If sissies, don't let us know if it does. If we let us find out.
Are you ready to move on to David and Annie?
No, let's talk about not a lot from David and Annie. Just kind of meeting them, and that's about it.
This is kind of a couple who's 90-day royalty by now. They've got their own spinoff.
She cooks really fucking good food.
Yeah, that's her big thing. She's a cook. They're in Arizona right now. They're everywhere on social media. And David is from Louisville with 3 kids and 5 grandkids, and he's living in Asia now because he said he's 350 pounds. He was divorced after 21 years, and he had a stroke, and he had to change his life. He lost all this weight. He moved, packed his bags and went to Thailand. So I guess he works over there now.
We don't know if he works over there.
It was a little weird. It felt like a little bit of a new start, but I don't know. It felt
he doesn't make a lot of money because we find out later his friend is helping him with money.
Chris and Chris's wife, who isn't having Nikki, who isn't having any of it.
Yes,
love it.
So he basically says he was in this whole new state of mind, and he met Annie, and he said, "I saw her singing," and he asked
at
her
a
for
karaoke bar.
Yes, and
she had the voice of an angel,
which we've heard she can sing. Well, I've never heard her sing, but David said, "I'm in love," and he even says, "I feel young when I'm with her. She's young, but that's why I like being with her. She's an amazing woman." And Annie,
y'all, they dated for a week, and he proposed.
A week.
We're going to talk about some more later.
Yeah, we find out some more later. So, but Annie says, "I love talking to him, and I feel very comfortable with him." And she even says, like, "I love him 90%, not 100. It's not about that he's not handsome, but he's really, really kind."
Let's actually see what she says. "He's good, I think." These are direct quotes. "He's just an old foreigner. He's not perfect. He's not handsome, but his heart is very, very big. I love him 90%, not 100%. I fell in love with the U.S. through movies.
And America is my dream."
Now, honestly, if I was watching this and going, this woman's taking this guy for a ride. She can't wait to get to America.
So that is what's interesting about this. Is where I wish I wasn't spoiled, because
we know all of it. Yeah,
now that they're together, and they actually seem very happily together.
Right. But just watching this, you'd be like, wow,
she really is very. You almost feel like she would be an Anfisa, just totally upfront about her intentions.
Well, I don't think she's that at all, but she even says she's 24 years old. She even says of her upbringing, a very poor village, and she went to Bangkok to see if she could live better, and that's where they met.
Bangkok in the world, I
can feel the devil touching over me.
I've never seen Miss Saigon.
Bangkok. That's not from. That's from Chess. Come on,
it is.
Yes,
I've never
seen. One Night in
Chess.
Bangkok is from Chess.
Is Chess good?
No, actually, it's not. The musical is not good. The music is fantastic from it. It's ABBA, the guys who did ABBA.
Oh,
the guys in ABBA, not who did ABBA. The songwriters from ABBA. I can never remember their names, but they wrote the music for Chess. Chess is a fantastic score. You know a lot of Chess. You just don't know it. Know someone else's story. I know him so well. Nobody's Side. You know these songs.
Maybe.
Yeah. Chess is a great score.
I don't remember all of them, what you just said. I knew two.
Shocking.
All
right. Chess is great though. Because if it's not on your music,
me right now, because I remember in middle school, y'all, if you have a son who is in 6th grade and he loves the musical Chess, he's gay.
And that's fine.
But he's a musical theater, because people, Chess fans are real.
They are. Anthem is the big male number.
If they're into Chess or Jekyll and Hyde, they're going to be real gay.
Yeah, if they're in Jekyll and Hyde, they have no taste. Sorry, I just kept it real there. Sorry, y'all. We all had that Jekyll and Hyde time. If you're a Jekyll and Hyde fan at, let's say, mid-30s, you need to reevaluate. You know, that's not that. You just need to listen to better stuff. You just need to listen to better stuff.
Carl, we got to cancel those tickets to the community show. I don't think
actually,
I can
you know
go
what?
now.
Because I've shamed her.
Yeah.
I could listen to the recording. If you see the stage show live, you'll be like, and if you're out of your 20s, you're like, are they serious with this shit? It is the most overwrought thing you'll ever see. It is so fucking cheesy. The musical, there's like 3 or 4 songs, mostly the ballads for women. I can kind of get beyond. Like Someone Like You, I can get. But if I hear This Is the Moment again, it's a terrible song. You know that song, right?
Yeah, This Is the Moment.
Yes.
That's a terrible song.
All the odds. Yeah, it's awful. So cheesy. Yeah. I had to sing it in a hits thing for a concert one time, and I felt like a complete and utter sellout.
You are.
I know. When I need to be paid, I am.
Yeah, you are. Just let you know. So she is saying, like, David's saying, I think she thinks things are like in Hollywood and not like Kentucky. She's thinking I'm way richer than I am. And he said, but we applied for the K1 visa, and now he has to pay a dowry for her. He explains, but he hasn't. He wants to. They're having dinner. He said, I want to find out how much the dowry is. And y'all,
how much should I pay?
How much should I pay? He can pay about $1,500 for a dowry. Sissy Christina, who's our editing queen, she said that actually it was like $9,000 would be a good dowry.
Yeah, he's trying to do he's trying to get a wish dowry. Yes. It's not good.
It's not good.
Anyway, and so she's worried the parents will say no. And later on they're meeting Chris and his wife Nikki, and Chris is actually a friend of David's, And y'all, Chris has loaned David money in the past, and Nikki don't like any of it.
Nikki don't like any of it. Y'all, I don't know if she says something about being from Nigeria, but she doesn't have an accent. So I don't know if she's from Nigeria or she's from America. It's because it's almost he sets up like Chris also met someone abroad, but we don't know.
I think that was supposed to be a little bit to get some comedy between the two, like to say we're in the same situation, but it's never followed up.
The only reason I bring that up is that it's almost like Nikki seems like I know this game.
Yeah.
And I'm watching you.
She does. And then Nikki reveals, you guys, that Annie is the third girl. And Chris is like, no, she's not the third girl she's proposed to. She's like, but she is the third girl he's wanted to propose to and said he's in love with. My jaw dropped.
My jaw dropped too, y'all. So
and I'm not to be judgmental here, but I've already went in on Molly, but
we love David and Annie, but we can still judge them for their past choices. That's why we're here.
What's your bar, David? What's your bar? Yeah. Where's your bar? Is this love, or did you just get the person who said yes?
Yeah.
You know?
And why?
Or are you Iana? Are you Iana, Annie?
Kind of forgot about her until you brought it back up.
Oh. Now, the other thing is, remember that marriage is not the same thing all over the world.
It's not. So like for Annie, she's being very upfront. She's like, he's a really nice guy. You marry someone who's a nice guy, and then love comes later.
I have to ask you, is David exploiting this? Exploiting this idea of how Thai women, especially Thai women like Annie, think about marriage?
Yes, because in the United States, being by his age and the way he looks, he would never get a woman this young.
No,
or this
he would not.
He would not. He's 100% exploiting that. I'm not saying, y'all, that they can't. I'm just saying by societal standards, most people wouldn't. Most women who look like Annie and of Annie's age would never give him the time of day unless
he doesn't have any money.
Unless he flashed a ton of money, and they pulled a what's her name who died? God, that wedding picture of that her and that guy in the wheelchair, it still makes me laugh.
And Nicole Smith.
Oh, y'all, where were you when you saw that wedding picture?
My idol.
Where were you when you saw that picture of her marrying that old man?
Ooh.
Wow.
That just that's where it all started for me. When I saw that as a child, I said, I could have that too.
Yeah.
I could marry someone on their deathbed too.
And you keep
she got all the sons out of the will. Oh.
But I think she ended up getting nothing.
She did because the family got involved, yeah. You know, you gotta get to them fast, and then strangely they die of mysterious circumstances.
You got to get a really Loctite will on that too.
Yeah, and then take a honeymoon on the Alps and take the wheelchair brakes off. Not saying ever happened to me, just saying.
Okay,
accidents happen.
That okay. Well, that got dark.
Sometimes leave you a very rich person.
Wow. So
I've heard.
It's not, and so there, I think that's basically it. Nikki said something like, he's talking about the dowry with her. And so Chris said, so is it like buying her? And Nikki said, no, we have dowries in Nigeria. You're not buying her.
Well, David says, it's like you're buying your wife. And Annie's like, no buy. I will say, this is one of the most offensive things I could imagine Annie has heard.
I think the way I equivocate a dowry, y'all, it's that it's
you're paying the family back for what they spent.
But it's also just, it's as if the bride's family pays for the wedding and the groom's family, and here in the U.S., the groom's family pays for the honeymoon. It's to me, what's any different than that?
I agree, but it used to be in the South. No one was giving. People gave dowries up until about. There were still people giving dowries in the South through the early 1900s. Was the thing.
that's why Poodle's still single, because he keeps asking for a dowry. And, well, they don't want to pay.
Yeah.
And boy,
no one's really into dowries anymore.
It's saddest thing I've ever seen is seeing your gin-soaked best friend just saying, just $5. I'll take just pay me a coin.
Consider it a down payment.
Pay me one so it feels like more.
1 Bitcoin.
1 Bitcoin.
As dowry.
The only thing I really have to say about this is Chris reveals he's been loaning money to David for a while now.
And we get the idea that David's financials may not be what Annie thinks they are.
Nope.
That's the episode.
That's the episode, y'all. It's going to be good. We still have other couples to meet, several of who we don't know. We met more of the ones we know in this episode, but we have 2 or 3 that I didn't even recognize their name or faces. So I'm excited to meet new people and see where it goes, y'all.
Yay!
And as always, y'all, what we do at the end of this, Sissy Mary, our sissy detective, who is a real person, y'all. Some of you didn't think it was, but
people don't think she's real.
No, at the end of the episode, she does a deep dive and she tells us where are they now, and not even just the main people. I'm sure she's going to let us know where Rob Alieve and Daddy Nicole is now.
Well, they're still going to be on a future season of Happily Ever After. So
that's true. She won't spoil it. So we'll see, y'all. All right, everybody. Go to our Linktree link where you can buy tickets to our live show. We would love to see you in Los Angeles with Dateline. It's going to be a great time on Sunday night.
Yes.
Also, go to our TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and go to realitygaze.com. Again,
picklefinder.net.
Picklefinder. Just again,
don't come there because I'm only available there.
He's only there. For our Philly sissies, get your tickets now. We are almost sold out in Philadelphia.
Low ticket warning.
Yes. All right. Someone rang the Liberty Bell, and Poodle took his pants off, and people came running. So we're almost sold out.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding. All right, we call these people lonely hearts because, Poods, aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you're wondering, how many baht do I have to pay for my wife? Call us.